Hey guys, what's up everyone? Wow, look at this chat. There's already so many people here. This is very, very exciting. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Just a quick straw poll. I know that there's only like a few folks on right now. But is this 10 a.m. Central Time? Is this a little bit better of a time than the noon time that I usually stream at? I can't promise that I'll always do these at 10 a.m. Central Time, which is right now, by the way. So let me know if this time is better for you. I'm just curious to know. Um, Real quick, the links to get started today. You guys can expand your range fast and support the channel for only 19 bucks right here. Check out my expand your range fast vocal course. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different today in that we're actually going to get started by inviting some folks on. So if anyone's interested in doing a little bit of work, because today we're talking about expanding your range, hitting higher notes. So if this is something that you're interested in, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link into the chat right there. And you'll have to forgive me. Wow, my allergies are so bad. Let's see if I can actually hit any of those high notes that we're supposed to be here talking about today. First of all, can everyone hear me, see me, all that good stuff? I know I'm throwing a lot at you. Let's see, I'm going to just start reading your comments while everyone's coming in. I want to hit high notes effortlessly, though I'm better in high notes than the low ones. Yes, that is very, very common. We'll often see that like people have like what I call like a happy zone in their voice. They'll have a natural facility or a natural ease with hitting higher notes or lower notes or notes in the middle of their voice. As you may guess, tenors, the higher male voice types or those who identify as male, they tend to have an easier time hitting those higher notes. Than let's say a bass or a baritone, whereas the bass or the baritone might have an easier time singing notes in the bottom part of their voice. My voice is too soft and I don't like it. Thus, I need more vocal compression and resonance, but it gives me tension when I try. I'd love to work with your voice, Joseph. So if you're in the chat, go ahead and come on in. Go ahead and just follow the link that I dropped there. It starts off like StreamYard dot something. A couple quick things. It doesn't require anything super fancy or super technical to join the live stream. You just need your phone or your computer's camera and the built-in mic, and you should be good to go. Just click that link, that StreamYard link. My voice is too soft. Oh, yeah, I covered that one. As a female, whenever I sing high notes, I feel like I'm getting too loud with so much volume. How can I tone down the volume and still hit the high notes that I want to hit? That is a great question, BH. What does the BH stand for, by the way? I'd love to have a first name that I could call you by. So the reason that is usually when you're going up higher, people oftentimes add in a little bit more tension or a little bit more strain in order to hit those higher notes. So they'll be like, mom, 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 mom. They're really pushing to get up to that top note. Whereas instead, you need to do your best to allow that top note to come in effortlessly. So, mom, 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 and really kind of yelling for it. We've seen this a whole lot. We call it like a yell coordination or a yell tendency. It's very, very common. All humans have it. Why? Because when we're evolutionarily, when we're calling for help, 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 right? We usually do that at a higher pitch and usually in a yell, in a louder sense. So learning how to hit higher notes in that very cool and exciting way, as in not just going, help, help, where it's just falsetto, where I'm just going super light up there. It's very difficult to get that from help to help. Hopefully that makes sense. Great questions. Great questions. Good. Everyone can see me. Fantastic. Awesome. 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 I'm so glad to see all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Trying to hit that note in dreams. You're talking about the Fleetwood Mac dreams? It's all okay. That one right there. I'd be curious to know. Bethany, BH is Bethany. Well, good. Awesome, guys. So I always like to get started off. And by the way, I will go ahead and just drop this link to join the live stream. Yeah, I love that song. It's only right. Now, what's cool about that is in that particular song, she's going to falsetto, and you can hear it pretty quickly. It's only right. She does that disconnect there, and that is a very very easy way to hit higher notes. As we'll talk about today, it's probably not the desired way to hit notes for a lot of people, although it is perfectly legitimate in order to do that. So I just dropped the link there to join me live on the stream if you want me to work with your voice a little bit. But I always like to get started off with a little bit of a story, which is that when 15, gosh, 13 years ago or so, when I was actually first quitting my career in advertising and decided to pursue my dream of becoming a singer songwriter, I noticed that there was kind of a ceiling or a wall in my voice that it was like I could hit that wall, as in a top note, but I couldn't get over it. I couldn't figure out my way over that wall. And this is so common, is that we'll see people that, they just kind of, and they're hitting that wall, right? And what they need oftentimes is to learn that there is another voice up there, that there's another experience that you can have. Hey, Michael, I can see you. I'm going to let you in just a second. That there is another resonance that you can start to experience in the top part of your voice. Now, some people call that head voice. Some people call it falsetto. Uh, some people call it mode two. Lots of different names for this kind of thing. But when I first found that it wasn't just pushing my voice up as hard as I possibly could, and instead allowing to go back and forth between the bottom and the top. That was absolutely crucial. And during my first lesson with my teacher, he was like, yeah, it's almost like you've got two different voices inside of you. It's like you've got this really strong voice down here, and then you've got this really light voice up here. And so it's a big deal, and I'm just so excited. Michael, I'm going to let you in right now. Just a real quick mention is that if you guys want to learn how to expand your range fast and support the channel, I have a fantastic course on it. Starts at only 19 bucks. I'm going to just drop a link in there to check that out. Now, what's going on is I'm going to invite some folks on and see, what we're dealing with their voices, and especially, if we're looking at high notes. Oh, I lost Michael. Michael's gone. Michael, I'll come on back whenever you're ready. All right. So, it was at my first lesson that I really had this moment where I remember I was trying to sing, Where Is My Mind? Does anyone know that song by the Pixies? Hold on. I'm going to tune up a guitar. I'll play it for you. Let's see. I'm going to play it on the citation today. Oh no, Michael. Michael's disappeared. Michael was like, oh, I don't know about that. But then I was swimming in the Caribbean. Animals were hiding behind the rock. Yeah. So that's a G sharp. and my guitar's a little out of tune. But yeah, it's a G sharp, which is a really, really difficult place for a lot of people to get that full sound. I would bet that most of the people that check out this stream are dealing with some sort of a break in their voice in that area, right? And so, here, one second. People are asking for the link to join the stream again, because I'd love to work with some people's voices. What we see a lot of the times is that G sharp area is right at kind of the breaking point for a lot of people's voices. So learning how to do that, I was swimming in the Caribbean. Now notice I'm not I was swimming in the Caribbean. Right? Now, that's not the way that I think he goes by oh geez. Black Francis, I think is what the singer of the Pixies goes by now. And Sage, I see you in the live stream. Just turn on your camera and I'll let you join. Because I really want to be able to see you too. He was really straining quite a bit. I was swimming in the Caribbean, right? And notice how I was swimming in the Caribbean. And I see RB too, and RB's got his camera on. So, RB, I'm going to invite you on first. So you've got the camera on and you've got the mic. All right, I'm going to add you to the stream. Yes. Okay. Hey, what's up?
Whoa, what's up?
Whoa, what's going on, man?
Dude, I just woke up not too long ago and I'm just hanging out in my room.
That's a cool room you got.
Thanks.
There's a lot of musical instruments on the walls.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in this chair watching your videos.
Oh, that's very sweet of you.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that, man. So tell me about you. So you're a singer, I take it?
Yeah, trying to learn. Mainly guitarist, but trying to learn singing as well.
Awesome. Is there a place where you can set your phone down so you can just like
Sure.
kind of just chill and focus on the singing part of it?
Yeah.
While you find that, why don't you tell me just a little bit about what's going on with your voice, what you're hoping to learn?
Really, I've never had lessons or anything, or a teacher for that matter, but I've been looking recently and trying to get one in my area, so I don't really know what it is. I'm trying to just been exploring it, really.
Awesome. Cool. By the way, there might be a little bit of an echo. You guys in the chat, let me know if there's an echo. We might have to be really quick on the mute button on your side, RB, in order to keep it from echoing too bad. And that's just been my experience so far. Or if you have headphones, that's good too.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, for sure. No echo, people are saying. Nice. That's good to hear.
Cool.
So, yeah. So you're not really sure what you're going for. Why don't you tell me about what kind of music you like to sing?
See, I'm really into like rock stuff, classic rock.
Like who?
Trying to think of something I know. I really like Rain Wolf. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Rain Wolf.
No, I'm not. Tell me about them.
So it's a three-piece band. The lead singer and guitarist is from Saskatchewan, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Saskatchewan?
Yeah.
Canada.
Right.
That place.
He's one of the best guitarists I've ever heard and live performances I've ever witnessed. And he's been doing it for a while. But it's insane. Rock vocals, like a hint of blues.
Nice.
Just straight shreds the guitar. It's awesome.
Gotcha. So would you say that, like, in general, you're kind of really attracted to those male artists that, like, they're hitting those higher notes with, like, a lot of that kind of power and, like, the blues and that rock kind of stuff?
Yeah, I've noticed with him specifically, he never really stays in a head voice per se. He just kind of like hits that note and then comes back down to like the grungy.
Okay.
He's got a lot of like vocal fry in his voice and whatnot. But every once in a while he'll hit like a word that just goes way up there, and it really triggers that mechanism in your brain.
Nice. Awesome. And you said you haven't ever done like any vocal lessons or had a vocal teacher before, right?
Right. So I've only ever done like YouTube videos and stuff, but I try to do warm-ups and exercises every day.
Dude, I'm honored. I'm honored to be your first foray into this crazy thing.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't believe I got on.
It takes a lot of bravery to do that too, in front of like, so many people too. So I really appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for. I just saw the option, saw you post the link, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'll join it. And
yeah,
here we are.
That's what it's all about, just surprising your guests. Well, cool. Why don't we just talk about what you're looking for in those top notes? First of all, have you done like any of these crazy vocal exercises like the great? Can you go ahead and
all the
sing
time.
one of those for me?
Sure, yeah. Let me turn it up so I can hear the note better.
Yeah, of course. So, let's go. Go ahead and use the fingers. But you're cheating me on one note. I need one more note up there. Can you sing this note? Can you go? That's the one. That's the one. So let your voice go up there at the top of the scale. So, good. Again.
I've lost the
That's it?
piano in my ear, so I'm trying to
Yeah, that's all right.
remember it.
It's like I'm gonna play it and then you have to sing it back. So it's gonna be like
Okay.
kind of like singing a cappella. So I'll go and then you'll sing back. Make sense? Nice.
Yeah.
And by the way, Sage and Thomas, I see you guys in the chat too. It's great to see you guys. I'm gonna get to you in just a little bit. I just want to do a little bit of work with Arby's voice. Good. You're making me hungry, Arby. Dude, I haven't had Arby's in so long. Those seasoned fries. Now here, please. Good. Don't cheat me on those high notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Good. Now that's a little slidey, like.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of siren.
Yeah, I want to hear the notes in between there. Sirens are great. And here I'm just gonna like vent for just a second. Is that the only issue with practicing on your own with a lot of YouTube stuff over time is that you don't really know whether you're doing the exercise right or not, right? And so that's why I'm so glad that we're meeting here, because I'm actually able to be like, okay, but yeah, you didn't actually go all the way up to the highest note there. So let's try this. And I want you guys at home that are watching this, I want you guys to try this as well. It's a 2-step process. So you're going to listen to the scale. Now, what we're going to do, the first step is you're going to sing that top note. So in this case, it's this one. Just sing it in falsetto, lip trill, whatever.
Okay.
Yep. Just sing that with the trill. Good. Now, step 2 is you start from the bottom of the scale and you go up to that same note. So what we're doing here is we're memorizing where that top note is, and then you're working your way up there. So you go, and then you go. Make sense?
Right.
Good. So here's your top note.
Okay.
Good. Now start from the bottom with the fingers, please.
Hold on.
Yep.
It's so tricky when you don't hear it like in person for sure. It's really weird being online trying to do it.
You know what though? I love it. I love it because there's no cheating. So I'll tell you a real quick story. Is that when the pandemic first started, first of all, I'd been teaching on Skype for years, even before the pandemic. But when the pandemic started, and a lot of my in-person students, people that would come and see me in Austin, they started coming online, and I couldn't play piano at the same time they were singing any longer, right? So that meant they were singing on their own. And what I learned was that I had been covering up their mistakes with my loud piano playing. So people would be like, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but I sang all of those flat. And so what was happening was people were singing them flat and they didn't even realize. They didn't even know. And that's why actually, and I'm going to do a video about this, is the pandemic, despite it's being an absolutely horrible thing, it's also been helpful for some of my students that needed to learning to sing online. Was actually really helpful for them to really spot check where those notes are. So that's all I want to do with you, RB. Just sing that top note for me. Now, start from the bottom. That's all I want. That's all I can ask. That's
I
fantastic.
can see me like the not the first and second or the third, but the fourth and fifth. I'm kind of like skipping,
Yeah.
sliding through, and then hitting the sixth, and then coming back
Yes,
down.
dude. Yes, dude. But you know what? To me, that's actually better. So what RB's talking about is he's kind of he's like kind of skipping the middle ones and he's going right for the top note. Now, that's totally fine with me right now. I can get really specific and picky about that in future lessons with you. But right now, the most important thing to me was that you were not actually going all the way up to the top note. You were
Right.
stopping like short of that. You're like, and you would just like stay there. And so unlocking that, helping you get to that higher note was the most important thing to me. Awesome. Do you have like a word or two of a song that's like always been a little bit tough for you?
Yeah. Would it be cool if I like plugged my guitar in and like played up to the part, maybe?
I would love that.
All right, cool.
All right, everybody. RB is going to play some guitar for us.
And work with me because I haven't done anything this morning, so
Dude,
this
I'm
is
going to
all
work
just.
I'm going to work with you, no problem.
These
We're
are my
just going to do
squeaky
a few
vocals.
minutes and then I need to move on to someone else. So you
All
just
right.
take your time. I'm going to tune up myself. My guitar's falling so flat because it's so cold here. Has everyone heard the tuning song before?
What?
Oh, the tuning song. That's what I'm playing right now. We have a question in the chat. Does an 11-year-old girl can an 11-year-old girl join and benefit from the expand your range fast? Absolutely. Yeah. It's really built for people of all skill levels. And it starts off pretty simply. And then it gets harder. So you can actually grow with it over time. Great question. It's an awesome course. Only costs $19. Great way to support the channel. So let's see. We got Sage, Thomas. Wow, Sage, you've got like 4 windows open. That's crazy. I'm gonna remove. You know what? Tell you what, Sage. I don't know how to work the software, so I'm just gonna remove these old streams, and then I'll just pick on you here in just a second. You haven't done anything wrong. Awesome. Okay, RB, play me something. Now I've got the Pixies stuck in my head. Does anyone know that song? Where is My Mind by the Pixies? RB, you're muted.
My bad.
No worries. Bring me right to it.
All right, so the song is Israel by Willow Smith.
Cool.
And there's this part. She says the Konglong market or the Konglong market. And it's really weird. So trying to think where it picks up at. All right, let me just I'm gonna start singing it and then like get to it.
No worries.
Your smile. Oh my gosh, this is the epitome of falling apart on stage. I just watched that
Dude,
video.
you're fine. You're fine. We're all here to learn together. Everybody give a hand to RB for even being here and doing this. So we're starting from the Kong Long Market and your Flower of Life t-shirt. You said you'd fallen in
Yeah,
just
so yeah, that line, it's like the Konglong market in your flower of life t-shirt. But I feel like she hits it higher than like the way she says it and the way that I try to say it does not at all match, in my head at least.
I see. Yeah. Well, I mean, her being a female, you being a male or identifying as male, most likely you're probably dropping the octave. But actually, before we even do that, I'm just hearing something that I'd love to work on with your voice, which is, before you even get into hitting really, really high notes, oftentimes you want to make sure that the bottom part of your voice is really strong and put together as well. So rather than the whole long market and being really breathy, see if what are the chords here?
A minor,
Uh-huh.
G, F.
Cool. So on that, rather than the Hong Long Market, see if you can give me a fuller sound. The Hong Long Market. I don't know the melody,
Okay.
but I'm just like trying to demonstrate it. I want it a little bit stronger, a little bit more spoken for you.
It might help if I stand up too.
Nice.
All right, then I'm gonna pick it up just before there. Isn't it your smile like the wind?
I only met you once, but how do I begin?
Okay. And then the line before that is your smile like the wind, right?
Yeah, why don't you start from the beginning? Your eyes like caramel in the sky, dripping down my moon, your smile like the wind. I only met you once, but how do I begin?
Okay. Your smile like the wind. I only met you once, but how do I begin?
Good, RB. Pause right there. That's awesome. Great. So rather than your smile like the wind and purposely making it really breathy and really light, let's see if we can get just a little bit more of that chest voice in there. Your smile, just a little bit more.
Your smile.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that a little better?
Your smile.
Like the wind.
Yeah. Just say the words for me. Say your smile like the wind.
Your smile like the wind.
Good. Now louder. Your smile like the wind.
Your smile like the wind.
There you go. That's your real speaking voice. Now take some of that speaking voice and put that on the notes. Your smile like the wind.
Your smile like the wind.
Oh, take all the effect out of it. Your smile, your smile. Nice and full.
Your smile.
Yeah, dude. That's better. That's better. I want you to get a little bit of a fuller sound in there. Someone just left a comment, believe it. So we do. Right? I think that that's a really, really good way to put it. Is like, I want you to believe in your version rather than
Right.
just trying to do what she's doing. Right? Because
Right.
I haven't heard the Willow Smith version. I'm sure it's amazing. And I even like the way that you're doing it breathy. But what I'm hearing is that if you start off quite as light as you are, it's going to be really difficult to start supporting those higher notes when you go up there. Now, I'm gonna,
Okay.
if you don't mind, I'm gonna remove you from the stream just so I can make a point. But thank you very, very much for being here,
Yeah,
RB. You're
man.
awesome, dude. Let's
I was
let's do
honored.
this again soon. Join me next time. Everybody, give
Cool.
up a
All
hand
right.
for RB.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, just a real quick point on this is that if you're building a house, you have to make sure that the foundation, the very, very bottom of that house is really strong before you start building on additional floors onto the house. I know that because in Central Texas, every house here has foundation issues. So because our soil moves around so much, then we have these concrete slabs that like break and stuff like that. And the singing equivalent is that you need to sing in that chest voice. You need to sing in that strong part of your voice first before you start to really explore and it can expect to hit those higher notes with power. Why? Because if you start light, your voice is just going to get lighter as you go up. Whereas if you start off that, you can actually connect that to something because you've started off stronger. Now, Sage, I'm going to bring you onto the live stream. Are you ready? Give me both thumbs up if you're good. All right. Cool. Coming on in. What's up, dude? How are you?
Hello.
Hello. Where
How
in the
are you?
world are you at, Sage?
I'm in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong?
It's actually like 12:30 at night right now.
Oh my God. So I'm glad I'm doing the stream a little bit earlier because usually I do it later. So
Ah, really? Okay.
yeah.
I'm
So
lucky
that'd be like 2 a.m. your time. So tell me about you, man. What are you singing?
So I actually have no formal or informal training.
Okay.
And I really started this journey because I stumbled across one of Jeff Castellucci's video talking about
Nice.
subharmonics, and I was really fascinated about like how you can manipulate your voice like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Because he does.
and then I started
He can
practicing.
do those super low notes.
Yeah, that was really fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And I started practicing that, and I slowly started getting some sort of subharmonics. But then I realized, because I used it in songs, then I realized it doesn't matter if I can't sing, just in general.
Yes. Dude, I love. Wait, so if I understand you right, you're saying like the subharmonics don't really matter if you don't have the fundamentals down.
Right. Like I can do like kind of the subharmonics, but then like when I sing, it sounds awful, so it doesn't.
Right. Dude, I'm so glad you're saying this, Sage, because it's like, I see people all the time on my channel because I have like whistle register videos and I have whistle register blogs and stuff like that. And people
Yeah.
are like just like nuts about whistle register. And it's like, yeah, but how good does the range below that sound? Like, have you gotten that part right as well? Because no one cares. No one cares about your
Yeah,
subharmonics or your whistle register if the rest of your voice doesn't sound that great, right?
exactly.
So what we want to do is we want to look at some singing fundamentals. We want to make sure that those are good, and then you can build up to all that other stuff. And those sexier terms, those sexier subject matters.
Yeah.
You can learn those as you go. But what kind of music do you like to sing?
I don't really have like haven't really heard like a lot of music or sang a lot of music.
Okay.
Like ever since like I started, I've just been singing stuff by Jeff Castellucci.
Okay.
And like I do your 10-minute like warm up
Uh-huh.
like almost every day.
Nice. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I do.
So I'm hearing that
So
you've gone down the vocal coach rabbit hole, but you're not really listening to a whole lot of different music.
yes.
So what drives you to sing? What inspires you to be a singer besides just the nerdy stuff like the subharmonics and all that other stuff?
I don't know. I just kind of felt maybe like currently all my vision is like Jeff Castellucci, right? And I kind of idolizes him at this point.
Uh-huh.
And I really wanted to be able to sing like that, and like I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
And
but what
I,
about Jeff Castellucci's singing really hits you? Like, what about it is so impactful for you? See, what I'm trying to get down to is your why, right?
mhm,
And for all the people that are watching this from all over the world, you as a singer, you have to figure out your why. What is
okay,
it about singing that draws you in, that really
mhm,
that makes you want to be a singer? Because it's a very emotional experience. For me, and it's going to be different for everyone, but
yeah,
for me, like, songs just really just hit me so hard, like even really simple songs like Townes Van Zandt and Leonard Cohen and Simon and Garfunkel, like really simple. I don't mean to say that their songwriting is simple because it's quite masterful, but like the chords and the melodies are very simple, but
mhm,
I was never able to actually perform those until I started learning a little bit more about my voice and how to use it. Right. So that's what I'm trying to get at with you, Sage. And you don't have to
Right.
answer it right now. That's totally
Yeah.
fine. It's something
I
I
guess
want you to hear.
I don't have like a strong reason why.
Okay.
Like from a long time ago, I have been really like interested in things you can do to manipulate your different parts of your body
Yeah.
better. Like I parkour, I dance,
Nice.
I rock climb. Like a lot of like I'm usually more into like improving self manipulation more than like competitive things.
Yeah.
So I guess this singing to me feels like a part of myself that I couldn't yet master.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the
Oh,
reason why
dude,
I can think of right now.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's like you're talking about. It's like this is like the unknown frontier. Like
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I haven't figured out how to do this thing yet. What is that thing, and how do I get there? I love that. That's beautiful. Well, here's what I want to do, Sage, and let me know if this sounds okay for you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Is I want to just assess your voice. I just
Okay.
want to have you sing some really simple scales just to get a feeling for where you're at vocally currently and
Hmm.
what I think that you could be working on to keep improving your voice. Does that sound
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. All right. Nice. First rule is go ahead and stand up and try to adjust your camera if you need to in
Uh,
order to.
okay.
Yeah, I know. The first one's the hardest.
Let me.
And why am I being such a jerk about this and asking Sage to stand up? Well, because, you're really probably not going to do your best vocal performance sitting. I know I'm sitting and I'm a total hypocrite, but I do this for 8 hours a day and I have to sit down sometimes. I'm going to ask Sage to stand up so that he is basically just optimizing his body for the best possible performance. Nice. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice. So, Sage, what I'm going to do is I'm
Sorry.
just going to play. No worries. You're fine. You're fine. So what I'm going to do, that looks great. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just play some really simple scales and I want you to sing along with them. Now,
Okay.
because we're meeting here on where are we? YouTube. I'm teach over Skype and Zoom all day, so this is like a little new for me. Because we're meeting over YouTube, there's a little bit of a delay, right?
Okay.
And so I'm going to play and I'm going to demonstrate what I want you to sing. And then I want you to sing it back. So if I go, ah, I would want you to sing back, ah. Make sense?
Cool. Yeah.
Sweet. Let's start off right there. So I'm going to put this a little closer to the piano so you can hear it. So, ah, go for it. Now here. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's all right. That's all right. Keep going. Good. And one more here. Dude, no worries. Thank you so much for doing that. And I know that that's like embarrassing when your voice cracks like that and it just feels really vulnerable. That's totally fine. This is all a part of the process. Now,
Yeah, when I'm doing your vocal warm-ups, I'm
yeah.
usually like after 2 times I figured out I was singing like an octave lower.
Yes.
And when you said you're going to your head voice, I'm going at the exact moment. So I'm like,
yeah, dude. Yeah, it's one of the
that
drawbacks.
was funny.
It's one of the drawbacks of working with YouTube videos rather than a real coach, because a real coach would be like, "You're singing an octave too low. Meet me up here," which is what I heard. Like the moment that I started. So great job, first of all. Everybody give Sage a round of applause. That was awesome. Now, one thing I noticed there was that when you started off singing, you have a good sense of pitch. You really do,
Thank you.
especially for a beginning singer. So when I went that for a split second at the very beginning, you were like, like
Yeah.
you thought I was an
I was like, wait, that
acapella.
doesn't sound right.
But then you switched into it and you followed me. And that's really important. Everyone sings off pitch sometimes. This is a big thing in my channel. Everybody sings off pitch sometimes. It's how quickly you can correct it. Even Freddie Mercury sings off pitch every once in a while on his recordings. And you can hear it. If you guys are interested, I'll send you a link to where you can hear that he's a little bit flat and then he corrects it. But that's the real key, is how quickly you can correct. And you did that nicely. So first of all, yes, you sang on pitch. That's awesome. Number 2, as you started going up towards the top part of your voice, you were really starting to push up your chest voice, or kind of pull it up there.
Yeah.
Now, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. I don't know if you caught it earlier in the live stream, was that oftentimes singers will feel that they hit a ceiling in their voice. They hit a wall in their voice. And so instead of this, and not quite making it up there, I want to help you allow a little bit more of that top part of your voice to come in so that the bottom has something to connect to, right? So you're really heavy in the bottom and the top is like kind of disconnected. What I want to do is I want to help you find both of those a little quicker so that they can connect. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah. Cool.
Awesome, man. Okay, great. It doesn't always happen within 1 10-minute, 60-minute, 2-hour voice lesson. It takes a while to do, but let's see what we can do. So let's try this. If you've been on my daily vocal warm up, you've probably heard this, that scale, right?
Yeah.
Great. Can you just do your best and see if you can nail that scale with me? So nice. Now do the same thing. Use your 2 fingers in the middle of your cheeks. I'm the worst at this because I have to demonstrate on the piano, so both my hands are busy. But I want you to keep them here. So just a go again. No worries. Do it here now. Right. Good. Now, I want to pause there for just a second because some magic happened there. And I think that I don't think a lot of people would hear this, but this is what I want to point out, was those first 2 that you did were not so great. You had a big break there at the top, and it was like your voice was having a really hard time connecting to it. But then on the 3rd modulation, we started with a C3 on the bottom and a G4 on the top. Some magic happened there where it was like there wasn't quite so much of that temptation to push up with the bottom, and the top just kind of came in. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that. But I just wanted everybody out there to hear me on this. The keys that you choose to sing in for exercises or for songs, of course, is very, very important. In this case, by bringing Sage up by even just a couple of steps, I brought him into the top part of his voice and he was able to connect to that better. Rather than if I just have him singing an F4, an F4 is such a darn hard note for people to sing, where a lot of people are, right? But then you bring them up to a G on top and oh, I know how to connect to that. So I just want to say that was really nice, Sage. Let's keep going. Can everyone hear how there is a break there, but it's not as bad as earlier? Can everyone hear that? Go ahead and put that in the chat. How about you, Sage? Do you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're much more on pitch now, too. Keep going. Yeah. Fix that little toggle back into the chest. That. There's something called the parachute technique, where it's like, I don't want you to just fall flat out of the plane. I want you to have a parachute. So when you're coming down gradually. So try again. Better. Not perfect, but better. Keep going. One more. You can do this. Find this pitch, even if you have to squeeze it, kind of. Good. That's where we're going. Start from the bottom. Good. Now, is that perfect? No, but it's definitely closer. And Sage is the baritone. Here we have a baritone that's singing up to a C5. Tenor C5. Yeah, it's a little strainy, but actually the B4 directly next to it sounded pretty good. So I think that sounds great, man. Just to illustrate that even baritones and basses should be singing up to those really high notes in their voice because it makes all the stuff below it sound better. So what do you want to sing?
I don't know actually.
That's all right. That's all right. What if we did something simple like wise men say, do you know Only Fools Fall in Love?
I don't know the lyrics.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and pull up the lyrics
Yeah.
on your
Uh,
on another device if you have it.
wait.
The reason I'm having Sage do this is because I'm choosing a song that doesn't have a ton of incredibly high notes in it, but it has a couple. And it also has a lot of jumps in the intervals. So wise men.
What's the name? What's the name of the song? Sorry.
Only Fools Fall in Love. No, that's not right. Wait, what is it called? Oh my God, I've lost it. Oh my gosh. Wise men.
Oh, just search "Wise Men Say."
Yeah, can't help falling in love. That's what it is. Can't help falling in love.
Okay. What's the starting pitch?
Yeah, so it's we're doing this in the key of C in case you guys are keeping track at home. So wise men say. Now this is more of a baritone song, and I'm definitely a higher tenor, so it's not going to sound very good in my voice. But I think this is actually going to be a very good song for you, Sage.
Okay. Wise. Wait, am I on tune? Or
Yeah.
on tune?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wise men
say, only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Nice, nice, nice. Now try this for me, Sage. Try to just say the words. Wise men say.
Wise men say.
There you go. Now try to hold those notes a little longer. Wise men say.
Wise men say.
Dude, you have such a beautiful resonance in your voice. I want to hear more of that in your singing. So rather than wise men say, and it's just a little flat.
Mhm.
Wise men say. Can you give me that full sound again?
Wait, sorry. Do I say it or do I sing it?
You're going to sing it as
Sing
if
it
you're
like I
speaking
say
it.
it.
Yeah. Wise men say.
Wise men say. Only fools rush in.
Good.
But I can't help falling in love with you.
Great. Now, what
Is
we
that right?
have,
I didn't really.
Yep, that was it.
Okay.
Now, what we have with Sage is basically the equivalent of unmolded clay. He's got the voice, he's got the raw material to have a really amazing, beautiful voice. What's missing is that he just hasn't learned how to shape that into something super beautiful just yet. And even though it is, by the way, I'm totally underselling it. That sounded great, Sage. It's just that what I can do is I want to hear that even smoother. I want to hear that even
Okay.
a little bit more sonorous, even a little bit more musical. So now what I want you to try is I want you to try to say those words, but I want you to say them smooth and hold them. So like wise men say only fools rush in. So you're holding each note. Here we go.
Okay. Wise.
Oh,
Wait,
try
sorry.
it again. Wise
Wise,
men
wise,
say.
wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Good. Rather than falling in love, falling in love with you, falling in love. All the vowels are in a similar place rather than
Mm.
falling in love with you.
Yeah. Fall, falling in love with you.
Good. Now commit to it. Falling in love with you. Nice and strong.
Falling in love with you.
Sounds great, Sage. Sounds great, dude. You've got the voice. We just got to develop it. And it's going to take a little
Yeah.
time. There's no shortcuts. It's something
Hmm.
that just takes time. But man, that last performance was way better than the very beginning. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for being here, man. Any last questions for
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. So I guess I don't really know like where to continue or like where to, start my next step. What would my next step be? What
Yeah,
would be the first thing that I would work on? Yeah.
great question.
Yeah. I
So,
don't even know that.
so what I would say is keep working with the daily vocal warm up, those
Mhm.
exercises that are bringing you up into your head voice. Make
Yeah.
sure you're singing them on pitch. That is
Okay.
absolutely crucial. Then I would want to work on helping you connect those notes a little bit better, maybe like on a nay or a na
Hmm.
exercise, and then start to polish things off with like a mum or something like that. Get you a little bit closer to singing.
Hmm.
Then once you've got a handle on those, then I'd love to see just a little bit more vibrato, sustain, crescendo. Like we were kind of dipping our toes into that voice right now. By the way, you guys
Yeah.
can join the stream by clicking the link that I just dropped in the chat right there. I want to work with one more person really quickly. Um, we were dipping our toes into the sustain by having you speak it really smoothly. But
Hmm.
typically, those things all happen together in a voice lesson. So I'd
Hmm.
say,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you can do everything that I said one at a time. But if you can take a lesson, that'd be great. But if not, I totally understand. It's not possible for everybody. Cool,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
dude. It's great to work with you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Matt, for having us on, for having me on.
Absolutely, my pleasure, dude. Bye. Awesome. Okay, great. So if we have time for one more person to work with the let's see if you want to prevent this person. Okay, let's see. I don't know how to get rid of these old things. Um, but I'd love to work with one more person if anyone's interested. We have 7 minutes left. And that's plenty of time to see a little magic with someone. Now, as I was mentioning earlier, I feel like what's going on with a lot of singers is they kind of hit that ceiling in their voice. And we saw that same thing with Sage. Oh, great. Kat's here. I'm going to invite you on in just a second, Kat. Um, Give me a thumbs up if that sounds okay. Awesome. Okay, great. Um, and what we were seeing with Sage was that he was basically pushing up his chest voice as he was getting to those higher notes. And instead of pushing up there, I actually encouraged him to kind of let go, to let his voice release a little bit more into those top notes. All right, Kat, I'm bringing you on right now. Okay, 5 second warning. Okay, you look great. Here you come. Hey, Kat, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where in the world are you
I'm
located?
in Maryland, USA.
Oh, cool. What part of Maryland?
Like Frederick area.
Oh, right on, right on. I went to school in Richmond, Virginia, so we would
Oh,
go up to Maryland quite often. Baltimore was like there's some weird relationship between Richmond and Baltimore that I don't totally understand.
yeah. Yeah, I used to go to school in Baltimore.
Oh, really? Cool. Right on. What's Frederick like?
Oh, it's beautiful. Chill vibe, kind of historic, but it's growing. So
Yeah.
it's like some people would call it like hipstery.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I think that's all those cities right now. It's like,
Yeah.
the hipster just means they have good coffee, which is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Well, good, Kat. Why don't you tell me just a little bit about you and singing, like what's going on with your voice and what are you working on?
Okay, so I practiced singing for 15 years when I
Awesome.
was younger, and I stopped practicing for like 10 years. And let's see, I smoked a lot of weed. So
Uh-huh.
don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here.
I don't
But
know.
basically, I quit.
YouTube will tell me.
Yeah, I quit, and I wanted to start singing again, and I think that I've lost a lot of my register. I used to be a soprano,
Mhm.
and now I'm struggling to reach those high notes again, and
Yeah.
yeah, so I haven't been doing a lot of practicing my vocal exercises or breathing exercises. Um, so yeah, I just
Yeah.
want a few pointers in the right direction because I feel like my voice sounds very swallowed.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And you said that you stopped smoking now?
Yeah,
Nice, good for you. Even for I don't know if I'm allowed to say this either, but I've found that, even vaping can sometimes be a little bit less harsh
yeah.
on the vocal cords than I mean, we live in the real world
I
and
don't believe that though.
hopefully
I think it's just as bad.
you think it's just as bad? Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
I also
Yeah.
vaped, for a little while, so I quit that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, good for you. And I haven't seen any studies on like whether anything is better than anything else.
Yeah,
Honestly, the only definitive rule is that like anything that you're putting in your lungs other than oxygen or other than fresh air is like not good for you. So
yeah,
I appreciate you being so candid and honest about that. And so what I'm hearing is that like you're a little worried that you've lost some of what you had. So what I'd
yeah.
love to do is I'd love to just bring you through some exercises, just see if we can get you into the top part of your voice again. Does that sound
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Nice. You might want to set the phone down
I
in
will
one
do that
place.
actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No
Um,
problem.
sorry, is this going to be better? Hold on, let
Yeah,
me
that's totally
see.
fine.
Okay.
Are you able to be standing at the same time?
Yes, hold on one moment. Let me I'm sorry, I'm taking everybody's time, but um here.
No worries.
Sorry,
No worries.
use
This is
my
all
my bed. But
that's fine. I don't think I made my bed this morning yet either. So what I'd love to do, and Kat, have you ever done any of the exercises from my channel, like the octave and a half lip trill and stuff?
I have. Yeah,
You have?
yeah.
Awesome. Okay, great. So let's just do that here.
Should I put my fingers
Yeah,
in? Okay.
please.
Wait.
Good. Now here.
Wait, no, can you give me that a note again?
You've got it.
Is that it?
Yep. Good, good, good. You're skipping one note right before the last one, so it's do do.
I must be missing it again.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. The most important thing here is that you recognize that and you can always fix that later. But
Yeah.
I'm already bringing you up to an F5. So let's keep going.
I'm missing a note. Okay,
You're
obviously.
not?
Okay.
That was fine. That was fine. Don't stop. Let me be the one to stop you. You
Okay.
keep going. Good, good, good. And for those who are wondering, the reason that I'm starting off this lip trill for everyone, it's one of the best exercises to get people warmed up with, but especially since the theme of today is hitting high notes, that's one of the best exercises to get you up there. The reason why it's so helpful is because when you're flopping the lips together and creating some voice back there, you're basically allowing the vocal cords to relax even when you're singing your highest notes. So most likely, Kat is going to be able to sing some notes on this trill that she might not even be able to sing just
Mm.
just like saying it on any other sound. So that's why we're working on this. Keep going, Kat. You're doing great. Awesome, awesome. Now I'm going to be picky. Now what I want you to do is I want you to end that scale really strong. So end that last note strong. So nice deep breath. Here we go. Good. I love that. Great. Oh, you're so close. Here it is again.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Here it is again. Think of it this way. Triplet, 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 done.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome. Last one. Oh, Kat, that was beautiful. Beautiful. Everyone give Kat a hand. That was awesome. Now, that's a B flat 5. I would posit that you probably never have to sing a note higher than that in anything that you're currently practicing. Like you are still a soprano. And I know that there is some fear that you've done this like irreparable damage to your voice. Maybe there's some aspect of it that it's like maybe you're not going to sound like you were 16 again. How old are
Yeah,
you now?
27.
Yeah. Yeah, so you quit for 10 years, so you were 17.
Yeah.
There was some smoking and stuff and other bad habits that happened in the meantime.
Yep.
You're not going to sound like you were 17 again. You're just going to sound like a 27-year-old woman, which is what you are. Or I assume that's the way you identify. And
Yes.
so what I think is important here is that we take the voice where it's at. It's not like trying to make you into something that you're not, into, some older version of yourself
Yeah.
or something like that. We take you where you're at. We work on where I have no doubt that I can get you up to C6. Let's just try this. One more right here.
Okay. Can I
And by
cross?
the way, I'm going to talk to you guys in the chat. There's just 2 quick tips that I'm going to give you on how to hit that C6, but I'm going to have Kat do it first. I'm going to have Kat do it maybe wrong first. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So just try it here. And you already did it. You already did what I was going to ask you to do. The first 2 things are, number 1, I want you to blow a little bit more air on the top. So you're kind of blow a little more air. And number 2, think a little bit more open in your throat. Think a little more awe. So you're kind of going, but if you keep that vowel, that'll tense up. So think, let's try that one more time.
Wait, give me the note, please.
You got it.
Okay, no, I didn't think.
Yeah, I liked your last one better. Do it again.
Okay.
Don't overthink it.
Okay.
Awesome job. Great job, Kat. Does that feel better to hear somebody else say like, "Hey, you're still a soprano. You've still
Yeah,
got this"?
it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
thanks.
I mean, if you were smoking for the next 40 years, then we would definitely hear a lot more damage. And I'm not saying that there isn't damage.
No,
You
there is.
should probably see an ENT at some point just to make
Yeah.
sure everything looks okay. You already
Okay.
did?
No, no, no. I'm making a note because
Oh,
I
good.
going to you. I don't know what to do anymore. So
Oh, yeah. No, I think that's a great idea. And, so really my perspective is that you've just been out of the game. You just haven't been doing this stuff in 10 years. And maybe you've been doing it like kind of lightly, kind of here and there. What I
yeah.
think you really need is someone to kind of like bring you into that really strong coordination again to get that full extent of your voice back. That's just the first exercise of
Yeah.
probably 7
Yeah.
that I would work on with you in a lesson.
Okay.
Not trying to sell you on a lesson or anything. I'm just saying like that's the first step. And then we can get real tricky there, right? But then we would start working on much more open vowels and stuff like that to help you get a little bit more resonance up there. So
Okay.
yeah, that's all I'm hearing is that you've just been out of the game, And so I
Yeah.
want to get you back in the game. Okay.
Okay.
Kat, thank you so much for being here. Any questions before I let you go?
Yeah, how do I sign up?
I'll put the booking link here in the chat.
Okay.
And it's actually a pretty good deal. My first half-hour lesson is 50% off. And that's just a great way to get a little flavor for it. So thanks for the opportunity for the plug there, Kat.
Yeah, no problem, man. All right, I'll see you.
All right, great. Thanks
Thank
so
you so
much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. All right, guys, we are 10 minutes over, and I don't know. I just feel like playing a song, so I'm just gonna play something. Bring everyone out. I don't think this is a particularly good vocal song or anything like that. I just feel like singing it. Let me see if I can find the lyrics. Don't ask me why, but I have to get a copyright strike every time I do one of these. But I don't know. It's a singing channel. I should sing, right? Oh, here it is. Yeah. Song's called Daydreamin'. Let's see if I can get my finger picking. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Let's see. Check, check, check. Early in the morning, too hungover to go back to sleep. Every sound is amplified, every light so dizzy. Listen for a while to the neighbors while they fight. Wish that I could lay my aching head upon your breast. May not dream another dream. Can I close my eyes and go on back to sleep? But I'm daydreaming about you. I know that it's wrong, that I'm daydreaming about you. Yes, I've been daydreaming for so long, and I've been daydreaming for so long. A Bloody Mary afternoon, waste my time out in the sun. And I hum myself some melodies. Maybe I could sing you one. Maybe I could find you sitting down at the cafe. Maybe I could join you at your table today. Can't I just get what I want? Can't I be the man that steals away your heart? But I'm daydreaming about you. I know that it's wrong, that I'm daydreaming about you. And I've been daydreaming for so long. Now I've been daydreaming for so long. Thank you guys so much for being here. It means so much to me that you guys would show up, spend some of your time here, and I hope that you learned a lot.